Hi everyone, my name's Pieta Valentine. I've written 2 books, The Resident's Voice from a Dementia Unit and The Resident's Rise from a Dementia Unit. Today's session is on dementia residents being present, and they can be, because of past memory or present memory having gone pretty much with everyone and past memory often limited. Residents don't dwell on the pain of the past and rarely about the fear of the future. So because of that, they've really just got the present to deal with. And if they're not escalated with the dementia and the stress of dementia, and they're thinking through the channels of the intellect with all these activities and reading especially, then they can wind down and concentrate to a remarkable degree. And when they're concentrating, that is when they'll be able to harness their thinking and be, present, which they can do to a remarkable degree. Getting them concentrating, focused and present can be a mission with all the goings on in a dementia unit. But once they are focused and connected and present, and especially as a group, so that group energy also helps them focus. 1.5 hours, 2 hours, they can concentrate in an activity and workshops. Often, regularly, they were doing that in the workshops we had. And it was just incredible, the will and the wish that they had and the effort that they made to be able to focus and concentrate, because they knew that when they could concentrate, when they could read, when they could understand what was happening and get their thinking cognition going, it would enable them to be free from all that dreadful dementia stress. They totally understood that. So they were really willing to make incredible efforts to be able to get into that good quality thinking space, and they supported each other in that. So being present for dementia residents is fantastic, actually, because when they're in that space, then they can easily observe each other and get to know each other and understand more of what's going on. And a lot of the time, dementia residents, they're older, they're in their late 80s, 90s, and sitting and observing is an activity. It's a big activity, looking and seeing what's going on. And there's plenty going on in a dementia unit. And so if they're sitting with their friend and making comment on, this person or that person screaming and what's the big deal and it's not exactly entertainment, but it's certainly of sorts it is, especially if the person settles down enough so that they can carry on with the activity or movie that they're watching. So being present is the ideal state that you want your mother to be able, or father, relative, to be able to access, because that's where all the good feelings are harnessed. And that's why when dementia residents are in this present state, they're not depressed, they're not anxious, they're happy, because presence brings happiness, doesn't it? The present moment. And so as a staff member, as a relative visiting, you can connect in with that happiness too. And it's very enjoyable. People with dementia have a great sense of humour. It's lots of fun working in a dementia unit. It can be lots of fun. That's the sustaining factor. And you can only have fun when you're present. And fun from lots of things, actually. I always used to find that with the David Attenborough movies, Netflix movies, that was when we had tons of fun, because it really is quite exciting. These residents hadn't been able to read, or they hadn't been encouraged to read, but now they were reading and able to understand that, yes, this is a Siberian tiger coming over the hill, and one hasn't been glimpsed for 4 years, and how fantastic it is. So, it was exciting to be able to see that Siberian tiger. And it's also exciting to be able to see those lemurs, are they, that leap on the Madagascan sharp pointed mountains. They've got those padded feet and they leap massive distances between these mountains, sharp pointed mountains with going down like, I don't know, hundreds of meters. I mean, death-defying falls if they miss their grip. And they were able to just leap from one tree on one sharp mountain to another tree and make it with a baby on their back. Anyway, these remarkable little creatures. This was very exciting when we discovered these creatures. And of course, everything about David Attenborough is exciting because, the natural world and the animals and the fish and what they're doing and how they're managing or how they're, adjusting and adapting to climate change. It's all new, exciting and interesting. And because the residents are present and they're reading the subtitles with David Attenborough, and all of what's going on, and as a group being able to enjoy that, it's just fantastic. It's really enjoyable, high level enjoyment, much more enjoyable than if you're just sitting at home watching it and trying to absorb it. You just sort of tend to let it flick over the, radar or under the radar or whatever. You don't tend to really go into the depths of it. But of course, when you're having to explain it to residents and be present yourself to explain it, and they're present with you, you can notice lots of they notice all the little details, and they love all the babies, the baby tigers and the baby orangutans and the baby anything. They always comment on that. And so it takes you into the world. It takes you into that world, which is what David Attenborough is wanting us to do. And it brings, most importantly, it brings the outside in. Yes, with the Netflix David Attenborough, they are not penalised for being, incarcerated in a unit. That outside experience of that beautiful nature and wonderful wonder of the natural world, they can experience as easily as anyone else, and probably better because they're so appreciating it, because it's something so novel and new and marvelous, and they're all enjoying it as a group. So, and being present with that, they're just totally in the moment, totally experiencing everything. And relatives that used to come in and engage in those sessions as well also used to be drawn into the present moment and, enjoy it as well, and let all their anxieties of what might be going on at home or finances or other problems, just let it go. I mean, when you think about it, dementia residents aren't having to worry about finance. I mean, that's all covered. They just have to, their main thing is that they have to deal with the day-to-day stuff at the unit. That's their big, effort. And really, the more that they can tune out of that, the stress side of it, and get harnessed in the present with this thinking capacity that they can work through, and engage through their intellect. The more they can do that, the better off they'll be. Better quality of life for them, and the more they'll be able to help others, the more they'll be able to concentrate and focus and connect, build their confidence, and with that, their communication will engage, and they're much more likely to make friends. I mean, you need to communicate to make friends, don't you? But the first point is having that concentration to be able to build the confidence enough to connect and engage and communicate, making friends. And then, of course, the community develops, which it does. So being present is a very big part of that, and residents are fabulous at it once they can connect into that focus and concentration. And of course, they have to have the wish and will to do it. They have to want to do it. It's not like it just happens. I mean, but for those that are, for those that are interested and realize the benefits of actually thinking and engaging, rather than being, caught up in that dementia stress, once they can engage and concentrate, they experience for themselves how much better it is, what a good experience it is compared to, the dementia stress. So they want to make the effort, and most do, that recognize the benefits of this experience. So that's it on dementia residents being present in the moment. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and that you can pass it on to other people where it would be of interest with your friends and family and help. So thank you for your support and likes and for your interest in this platform. I really appreciate it. And any comments I'm looking at to be able to include in these videos. Thank you.